do y'all feel like y'all ain't in the culture when you don't know those songs like that?
No, that's how it's supposed to go. Like things transition. That's why you have like the good old days. I think like the golden time of music.
I feel left out.
You feel left out?
Yeah, bro. I feel like I'm supposed to be a part of the movement.
When we went for your bachelor party, they did it at the bar. They did the little baby song at the bar, and all the
I know the song you're talking about. That's me.
yeah, that's the
I didn't know none of the words.
I didn't know none of the words.
I was like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Coop turned to me and said, I'm not supposed to be here. And you know what happened? He left shortly after.
I just realized like how uncool.
Coop was gone in like 10 minutes.
Uncool
I had to do the dash.
I just realized how uncool I am, and I don't like that because I've always been cool.
Let it go, bro. Like,
Allegedly.
it's exhausting.
Allegedly.
Boy,
stop.
You say you asked Jaden.
That's because teenagers don't think I'm cool. I've always been cool with people my age.
You probably still are.
You still
it's the
cool
younger
with me.
people that you're not
Yeah,
cool
the future don't vibe with you.
Right. Dang.
with.
Do I really care?
Do you want to be intergenerational?
I feel like, so this the thing. I feel like where people mess up is when you try to like talk like them and be like them, they be like, hey bro, you're lame. But when you just
be you.
When you just be you, they at least look up to you and be like, oh, that's my old head.
So
Old school.
You trying to be OG?
That's old school. I'm trying to be an OG.
So there's certain words I shouldn't be using.
Yeah, like Jane was like, don't say lit no more. Nobody says that. And I'm like,
I still say
but
lit.
what are you supposed to say?
What do they say?
She couldn't give me a word. That's why I was like, you can't.
They still
you
say
can't.
lit.
They say lit.
She said they don't say lit no more, bro.
What do they say?
She couldn't give me a word.
Dang.
Your boy's trying to hold on.
But
This
she was like, that's lame, bro.
Coop trying to know so he can use it.
What about mid? Is that a young word?
That's their stuff. They be like, oh, it was mid.
Well, we said Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
They say mid. They be like, oh, it was mid.
Sound like y'all need to download TikTok.
So I have the app in proper old fashion. I have it, but I don't understand what's going on there. So I just don't be on there.
We need to do more research.
Yep.
Let's start the pod. We are back. This is the Soundboard Podcast, episode 46.
Yep.
This is Coop, joined by
It's your boy Dante.
What's up with it? It's your boy JJ.
and produced by.
KJB.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. If this is your first time tapping into the show, this is the Soundboard Podcast. This is where we come to ask the question, am I tripping?
Am I?
Or we ask the question, was I wrong?
Was I?
These guys have been a part of, we've been a part of each other's soundboard for over 10 years. And now
decade.
we, that's 10 years.
I was doing the ad-lib. Migos over here.
And now we are a part of yours. So fellas, what is going on?
Man, you know, chilling. I did my first project.
I saw it on your Instagram.
I was out there in my
Car
wife
Club
beater like a
Coop.
mechanic.
Did your wife beater get dirty?
Yeah, a little
Okay.
dirty
All
on.
right.
Can y'all actually help me
It's
too?
actually A-frame.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, we had this
We're
talk.
politically correct over
The
here.
Oh snap!
That's what I'm
I've
here
been
for.
calling it that from the rest of my whole life.
boys
It's gonna
ain't
be
changed.
The
awesome.
Soundboard Podcast does not condone
Oh
white
no, we
beating.
definitely don't condone. We definitely don't condone wife beating.
No, never that. Yeah, so my A-frame got a little dirty. And Kiana actually helped me.
Did she?
Yeah, we made it a couples thing.
Oh,
Look
your
at
girl
that.
helping you out with your hobby.
Yeah, so it turned out pretty good. Go to my IG if you want to check that out.
What's your IG again?
This is Coop _
Yes, sir.
What has it been difficult?
Bro, I'm not good at arts and crafts. I don't have good finger dexterity.
Coop, that might have been the biggest word I've ever heard you say.
I try to keep it simple with you.
You're annoying, bro.
But so yeah, it's like I wanted to try this because I thought it would be fun, but it's harder than I thought it was gonna be. Well, I knew it was gonna be hard, but Kiana's really good at that stuff. So I was like, can
She
you
has
help
good
me?
dexterity.
Great dexterity.
Dante, you Dexterity.
I was just gonna sit here and nod my head. Low key, I was just gonna sit here and nod my head.
So she helped me like the smaller pieces. She helped me with, and then I finished it out, whatever. But she enjoyed it, so I think it's gonna be something we work on together.
Bro, that's so dope. I literally was just watching
cute.
watching a video, and it was talking about how women love to just hang around their man, and like it was like.
Oh, you go run an errand with me?
Yeah, it was like, oh, women go crazy when you just be like, hey, you want to roll with me?
Yeah.
So I know when you asked Key to help you, she was like, oh, that's
probably gave you
that's
them
a black
eyes.
king right there.
That's all she gave me.
That's because y'all ain't finished yet.
Nah, bro, that's dope. Do you see y'all doing anything on Key's car next?
No, her car's too nice.
Yours is the project car.
Right, it was the project car.
I'm about to. My car's will be paid off in November. That's why I started working on it.
Okay, so the
Okay.
flex.
Oh, yeah.
Money
was
talk.
my
Quick 2 years, you know.
2 year payout?
Two payoff, man. You know what I mean?
He
Bro,
went
that's
up
dope.
He went up
Congrats.
the flex.
yeah, congrats.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Bro, that's dope, man. This week, guys, I did something a little different.
You got a hobby?
You got a hobby?
Nah, I don't.
I got excited.
But y'all know, bro, one of the things that people don't talk about enough is when you're over 30, like life just be, your body just don't feel the same, bro.
Talk about it.
I swear my ankle is gonna break any day now.
your body just don't feel the same. So I was telling Olivia, I was like, babe, I'm just not feeling right, man. And she was like, babe, I got you. I'm like, okay, what I need to do? She talk about going to Juice Clears.
No. No.
Bro, I did it.
You feel good?
Worst 2 days of my life.
I wonder why.
God.
You spent a lot of time sitting down?
Bro, yes. My hair was hurting. The juices were disgusting.
Was it running through you?
But I felt better.
You really could tell the difference?
Yeah, bro. I felt good. I ain't gonna even cap, bro. I felt good. I think the hardest thing was, the crazy thing is,
You already don't eat meat.
yeah, but you still, bro, do you know what's
You
in,
can still eat
do-
unhealthy.
I'm about to say, do you know what's in the environment, bro? It's all kind of toxins my body was trying to release. My head was bro, my head was hurting. I
Yeah.
was hungry. And the crazy thing is, I don't even just be eating like that. But I just really wanted food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's, like,
Yes.
it's not till you can't have something.
It's
that
not
you
until
really
you
want
can't
something.
have it that you want it, bro. So the crazy thing is, I just was like, dang, bro, I'm hungry. So I just slept. I slept through it.
Was
Yeah.
this a homemade juice cleanse or did
Nah,
y'all-
I went to go buy it.
Juice bar?
Nah, it's this place called Clean Juice, but they ain't sponsoring nothing. So
I didn't know if y'all had like a juicer and y'all just with juice.
nah, I mean, I actually have a juicer, but I just felt like that was gonna be real time consuming. So I just said, let me go buy the juice.
Yeah.
And it was, this is the thing. Some of them was a hit, some of them was a miss, but it did what it needed to do.
Straight juice all day.
It's straight juice, bro. Juice and water.
Oh,
2 days. 2 days straight.
I feel like that won't be that hard.
Okay, you should do one.
I mean, I feel like liquids fill you up, so you probably like.
Yeah, so it
somewhat
wasn't
content.
necessarily it was just the fact that you just can't eat. And then think about it, if you're doing it and trying to be social,
Oh, Lord.
if you're doing it trying to be social, you can't
I'll stay in the house.
just eat because you out. You know what I'm saying?
in the
Like,
house. Yeah. I'm like
you just
that.
have to stay in the house. So it kind of confines you into the crib. But, that's just my over 30 spiel.
That's what's up. I might try it.
You should, bro. Some of them was disgusting, bro.
Do you have to drink all of them, or can you?
You're supposed to drink all of them. It was like 6 of them, and you had to like drink them in a specific order.
Cleanses be having you run to the bathroom.
They
That's
do,
what I
bro.
said.
I mean, they be
was
flushing you
running.
out. They're
It
supposed to
flushes-
cleanse you. That's all.
flushes you
Which way
out,
do you want
bro.
it to come out?
Bro, your boy, I was tired.
I saw you got your pedicure.
Bro, yes, I
First
totally
one.
forgot that. Got my first pedicure.
They were
And
talking about you.
Low key, Kings was hitting me in my DMs like, oh, bro, I go once a month.
Yeah, I told you.
I'm like, y'all been doing this and wasn't nobody gonna put me on?
yeah.
Did it feel weird?
Bro, first of all, I'm a kid. So when she started
Tickle
massaging
you?
my feet, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But it was super relaxing, bro. You walk in, they got the massage chairs. So you sit down, little mama put your foot up. They got the little bubbling all by your feet.
Did they give you
Bro, but little mama
libations?
was going to work, King.
Did your feet feel better?
Oh yeah, bro.
Did you feel good? You're not used to being pampered.
Bro, that's what it is. I was like, it was just weird. Like
Right.
it was just
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
for me just watching this lady
don't have
go,
to do that.
go ham on my feet.
Yeah.
And it just made me think of the episode of Martin where she was like, you gotta go to work on Myra's toes.
You know we gotta watch Martin.
Lil Mama was going to the black people will get it. Lil Mama was going to work, bro, and she charged me an extra $5.
For your feet?
Yeah.
Hey.
I was about to do something racist.
Bro,
Extra labor.
Shorty charged me. But no, I low-key was about to get with a homegirl that was next to her because instead of her just working on her client, she stopped looking at my feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like looking at my feet, looking at this woman work on my feet.
Maybe she was training her.
Nah, she wasn't training her. I feel like she was like,
Don't do it.
I feel like she was like, sis, that boy toes messed up. You going to work, sis. She probably was like, yes. But bro, it was dope, man. And I realized a lot of kings was in the DMs like, yeah, king, you deserve that.
Yes,
Self-care.
bro. Take
was
care of
amazing.
yourself, man. Go get pampered.
So the next time I go, I'm leaving Olivia and Jaden at the house.
Just you.
It's my nail shop now.
Put your headphones on. Like the women be having their headphones on and everything.
Now
bro.
my homeboy was like, bro, he was like, I go once a month. I put my headphones in. He said, leave your girl and your daughter at home.
Yep.
Put your headphones in and just let Shorty go to work on your feet. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Toes
You deserve
out.
it, king.
Toes out this summer.
What's up with you, JJ?
So this week, man, I had an urge to do something I haven't done in a while.
Can we talk about that on the podcast?
We can. I decided to get back on the court.
You hooped?
I did.
Hey.
This is the first time in 2 years.
Where'd you
bro?
hoop?
At 24 Hour Fitness. Let me tell y'all something.
That's the worst place to hoop.
It wasn't even hooping, first of all. I just went to shoot around. Wasn't nobody even really there. But
okay.
I had urge to get back on the court.
Yeah.
What actually happened is I hit up my boy Will. Willie. Shout out to Willie. So
Willie
I'm trying to-
Beeman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to hoop with them, in a week.
Oh, okay.
You know what
In
I'm
a
saying?
league?
No.
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
to get out there. But I
That boy had to go practice.
bro, but
I ain't even mad at that.
I have not got on the court in 2 years. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
let me at least go shoot around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could tell.
Really? Did
Yes,
you feel
bro.
weird? You felt like a baby
Dog,
giraffe?
I have not. I've been running in like a linear plane of motion for 2 years. Like I haven't done no type of agility, no
Yeah.
nothing. No jumping,
Yeah.
no crazy movements, bro. I felt every little crossover, every little jump. I felt everything.
Everything.
It was crazy. But I signed up, so I was trying to call around to figure out where I wanted to go hoop.
Yeah.
So then I figured, let me just get a guest pass to 24 Hour Fitness, right?
Uh-huh.
So I, I got a little 3-day guest pass. Went up there to go get to go use the guest pass. Wasn't nobody at the front.
You just walked
I
in.
just walked in.
That boy stole.
You a thief.
You a thief.
I looked
You supposed to
around.
be a man of integrity.
I looked around, bro. Nobody even checked me in. So I just walked straight on in, went to the court. They had a ball in there. I started hooping. Finished hooping. Got on the Stairmaster.
JJ gonna show up next time, bro. It's gonna be a picture of him. Have you seen this man?
Bro, I was in there for a good 2 hours working out. Nobody even
Said
checked.
nothing.
I ain't signed no waiver or nothing.
I'm
But
gonna try that.
yeah, try it. They don't be really paying attention like that. But it was good to get back out there.
Yeah.
I recognize like I need to get back.
I need
into,
to do it
like,
too.
The groove of being active on that level. It also showed me how out of shape I am.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But it was good to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. What's up with
Invite me next time.
Y'all both could just walk in there without paying.
you? Let me get my reps up first.
I mean, you got a countdown. You already signed up to
I was
play.
like, did you sign up
no.
to play next weekend?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
I'm sick.
Oh, sorry, man. Something came up.
Boy, self-care is real.
Right.
For me, it's been an interesting week. I will say coming back into corporate life, it's been like a slow build. But then I got hit with the news that my boss is leaving.
Oh, that's the worst news.
If you like them.
Did you like your boss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I bet it's either an awe or a celebration.
Right.
No. So luckily, my boss looks like us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we built a rapport. So over the past like 6 months, we've been working together, just having that level of networking, and to find out that like he found another position. Actually, I already knew,
Don't
But
you just feel left behind when
it's one of
somebody
those things
leaves?
when it becomes surreal. It's like, okay, like now it's like the actual last week, and you got to
Yeah.
deal with all the like the politics. Everybody like,
Right.
oh, we appreciated your time, and I was like, nah, like I work with this man every day.
Yeah,
It's different. But it brought up a lot of good conversations between us as far as like, you know, how to maneuver in a corporate environment when you lose somebody important like a manager.
Yeah.
And especially when that manager's always looking out for you. So essentially like POCs, persons of colors, inside corporate environments, like how do you hold on to them? Because a lot of company cultures don't necessarily include that level of diversity.
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
right,
So
right.
how do you manage that, like when those numbers start to dwindle? Like we can consider ourselves post-pandemic now,
Right.
but a lot of companies tried to hire a lot of minorities, like during the pandemic, say, hey, like
For
look at
that
us,
DE&I initiative.
DEI
Yeah.
initiatives.
Yeah.
Look at us, we're super diverse. But now those numbers are gone.
Right.
So those environments that have been fostered have dwindled. So now I'm looking at like I got to show up to work the next week. I ain't got nobody I can say like what's up to, like, hey bro, what's happening?
Give him the
So-
head nod.
Head nod. I
how
can't
are
end the
y'all?
meeting saying bet type
Yeah.
thing. So all that is gone. So it's really, we had a good conversation. He actually challenged a lot of other managers to be like, hey, you need to fill in these gaps. Y'all, a lot of companies, coaches preach about diversity, but when the diversity leaves, being frank, white people, you got to step it up.
Right.
You got to have these conversations of things that are happening in all these different communities.
Right.
So for my company, when I started, it was super diverse. Like my senior director and the directors below her, all South Asians, women. So, and also we had, we were very connected to like the LGBTQIA
Right.
community. So we had a lot of diversity in that aspect. Because we also got to remember diversity is not just minorities.
Right.
It covers all the different areas.
Right.
But over this past year and a half, everybody has
Left.
left.
Just to get the memo. Just to show up to work.
Yeah.
Where y'all leaving?
Right.
We got to get out of here.
So it does bring up an aspect of just like, I know this is for me, this is my personal aspect, but I mean, understanding for y'all in different companies and different careers, do you feel like you have diversity in your careers? How important that is to you, and how do you maneuver if you don't have it anymore?
I know personally, most of the companies I've worked for, it's been diversity as far as the associate positions. But when it goes like upper management and those
Right.
things, there's not really diversity. The only company, like the first company I really worked for, there was, and JJ worked there too with Anthony.
Yeah.
And I loved it. That was probably
Yes.
my favorite place to work. And I never thought about it, but that probably had a big,
Yeah,
A real
they're-
big impact
yeah.
on you.
It's because of the culture of that company.
right.
It's a little razzle dazzle. You know, we just come in and sprinkle a little lorries on there.
Right. And Dante, you probably have more experience just coming from your background because you've worked for.
So I worked, out of college. My first job for the last 7.5 years was at a black company, like a legit black owned company. So even with that company, we used to joke and be like, black owned, white ran.
Right.
And so before we had,
okay.
for our market, before we had, we've gone through 3 general managers while I was there. 2 of them were white.
At the
We
black
just,
company- at the black
at the black company. Just now, maybe the last like 4 years, did we get a black woman as our vice president. Y'all know what she came in and did? Fixed everything. Yes,
Woman
bro.
saves the day.
Exactly.
Clean up woman. She
Yeah.
came and fixed everything, bro. The culture got better. Like it's something different.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest, going from that to a company now that is,
Are y'all diverse?
we are actually super diverse.
Upper management also?
Not
But I'm sure
necessarily
that
upper
diversity
management.
is a big difference than like all black.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
not, it wasn't all black.
Yeah,
but
so
a black owned company.
A black owned company was like most of the people in where in my office,
Mm-hmm.
out of maybe 100 people, like 5 people were white.
Oh, really?
So it just comes with a different type of energy. Like when something goes on,
And
when
like
something
real life,
culturally goes
yes.
wrong, goes on, there's more of an empathy for it because it's like, hey, this just happened. I know this is impacting you. This is also impacting me.
Yeah.
And so I always felt seen in those moments.
Yeah, you are able to bring your real self to work.
Right.
And that's a big thing that gets lost when diversity is removed.
Right,
'Cause you start to fill in these placeholders like, okay, I'm not sure if they understand.
Like, can I say this?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I never had to change my vernacular to like fit. You see that? You see that?
You just supposed to keep talking. Like
You trying to outdo me with the words?
Nah, y'all
sometimes?
gonna catch this alphabet. No, but I never had to like change up how I talk. It was even in meetings and stuff. Like, it was like, one, you need to come in and be yourself, but also it was a urban company. Like, it was all urban brands. So it was just dope. I mean, now I love the company where I'm at now. There definitely is super diverse. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Every month we celebrating something. I'm tired.
diversity wise.
Yes, diversity wise, bro. Like, we do so much. Like, it's to the point where like we have all kind of events, like whatever month it is for like Hispanic Heritage Month, we featured like Hispanic DJs. We did like a Zoom call where, you know, they was mixing. For Asian Heritage Month, we did the same thing. For Black History Month, we did the same thing. I'm like, Lord, how many more people we gonna celebrate?
Nah, bro, you gotta hold on to that.
No, but you do. It is dope. I
yeah.
will say it is dope. And I've gotten to a point, my biggest fear from leaving the black company coming to this company was I haven't necessarily worked around anything but black people.
Yeah.
So my biggest fear coming into this new job was, how am I finna show up? Like, can I be myself? Can I talk? Cause y'all know we be out here switching it up to a certain extent.
A little bit.
Like a little bit. But you know,
All right, let me ask you a question.
now me.
I noticed this. When you see you walk by a white guy at the office, do you head up or head down?
Head down.
Head down.
Head down for sure. For sure, head down.
Hey,
how you
doing?
doing, Bill?
Yeah,
How you
when
doing,
you see
Bill?
a black guy-
and then you got to put two fingers out. Like, how you doing, Bill?
When you pass the black guy, you give him the heads up.
What's up?
Or you just point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, King? Or like, there's something like, and I hate that Justin doesn't have this now. When somebody does something ridiculous, and all the black people have that look like,
They look at each other.
that look like, who you talking to? Who you talking to?
I want our white listeners to give the head up to their black coach.
Yo, and you know what the black person gonna do?
What?
They gonna walk into the break group and be like,
Yo,
girl, so suck his head on me. Who invited him to the barbecue? This is a safe space. JJ, you work in I would say
education,
you work
yeah.
in education. So is that something that you're used to, working in an environment that's typically diverse?
it's interesting where I work. So like within the division that I work in, I would say it's diverse, right? Like we have a pretty good representation of people within our division. However, in the greater scope of the university, not so much.
Okay.
So it's like we have a healthy diversity, equity, inclusion persona within that division, but in totality, it still needs a lot of work. You know, so that it causes challenges whenever we're putting on events or doing things like that
Right.
for the university.
Call JJ.
Because there's something happening. So you bring up a really good
Call JJ.
so you bring up a really good point.
Call JJ.
You bring up a really good point because you said you were working for a black owned company for the past like seven and a half years, right?
yeah.
So that is also during the time where we had a lot of like the
Yes,
cultural issues
everything.
like
Yeah,
George
right.
Floyd and things that
Political
happened.
unrest and all that,
So you felt like you could come up, you could show you were
Statements were made. I didn't have to look for nobody to say anything. Like, they were automatically made.
So for me, for like the whole diversity side of things, whenever the George Floyd situation happened, the university didn't know how to react.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, now we're looking to people
Right.
to feel like that void. What does that look like?
They
So
going through the
then,
Rolodex.
so then you become the poster boy or the
Right.
golden child, right? Like, hey, we need you
You're
to
the golden child?
something like that. We need you to fill this like this void. So help put on these facilitate these open forums. These
Yeah, you're the voice of the
discussions.
people now.
Right.
Did you feel pressure?
Yeah, I did. Like, bro, because it was hard to do, and me and my co. I didn't do it by myself, but
Yeah.
even like other person of colors there, bro. We are going through our own trauma.
I was about to say, and
And
I would
now we have to be
imagine
the
it's hard to have to,
representation
like, work through
of
that.
the trauma to the masses, and most of the people who don't understand and can't really relate to what it is that you're going through. Now we're trying to show you and articulate why we are feeling the way we're feeling, why this is such a big issue. I feel like at a black-owned company, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. But when the DE&I is lacking, that's something that, that slips through the cracks. When major things happen, now it's even more exasperated.
Right. No, that's good. I never had to. I will say this, bro. Anytime something happened, because it was black owned, and Kathy Hughes she's that chick, bro. Like Howard, there's a school named after her, but she would always make statements. So we would like run whole commercials. Yeah. Like when the George Floyd thing happened, Kathy Hughes was like, "Oh no, we are talking about this. Like we're doing stuff about this." So I never had to like sit and like wonder, was my job going to say anything? But I've also been in rooms with people that's like, when things happen, like my job didn't say nothing. How am I supposed to feel like my job didn't say anything? And that's not anything that I've ever had to endure. In fact, even in the do y'all remember the Charleston shooting?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish I could forget.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget, bro. I was the morning that happened. I went to work and it was actually just like super dramatic. I had got there early. I was like the first person in the office, and I was just sitting there with the lights off, but I was working. And an older black lady came up to me and she was like, "How you doing, Dante?" And I was like, today is just tough. Like, I just don't know why people just don't like us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she just gave me a hug. Man, I started crying a little bit. She was like, "It's okay." But I felt like I didn't have to explain. Yeah. I didn't even do a lot of talking. That was literally all I said. And I felt seen. I didn't have to explain to somebody how I'm feeling or why I'm feeling this way and why this hurts. So,
and I think that's good, because Justin was talking about how like his job is having an issue retaining persons of color. And I think in order to retain them, you have to provide a space for people to feel seen, to feel heard. And so even my job, like they're doing a better job of providing that space. So we have these, they just started launching these ERG groups.
Oh yeah, we have those too.
What's that?
It's like an employee resource group,
but
it's for minorities.
That is a dangerous name.
ERG? What you think?
Never mind. You're good.
Poop just made up.
But we haven't had our first meeting. Like we have it coming up. So, but they're launching that. So like things like that, I think that provides a space to be able to like help retain some of those employees, because you want to have some representation there. But I think on the flip side of that, if you don't, then you also have an opportunity to create that space.
That's
like
what I was going to say.
Because you got people coming in that are looking to you like, hey, there's room for growth here. There's room to make an impact or have an influence.
Do you think that's what's going on at your job, or you think it's just money? If you can talk about it.
It's a mixture of everything. We do have ERGs, and ERGs are helpful you have that level of like a safe space. I do think since DI got pushed so hard, we have so many ERGs that you can go to where it kind of balances out to where it's like it's not as like it doesn't hit as heavy. So you can have you can be in 3 different ERGs and they're all talking about it, but it doesn't necessarily come back to your actual like management in your day-to-day. These ERGs are spread across the whole company. So it challenges to me that level of like, when it comes to diversity is big for demographics. So like you have these people who identify. That's the big term now, how you identify.
It's huge.
But I identify as rich.
I mean, that's to each his own, King. I hope you find your group. But I think me and my manager was talking about the real challenges for diversity is really not necessarily the demographics. That's one part of it, but truly being able to show up as you are. And I think with a lot of these spaces, yes, you might have the numbers or you might have the faces type thing, but to be able to show up and be understood. So like for a lot of us, for me and my manager, a lot of things were like, hey, maybe we'd never start off a meeting with straight business. Like literally like, hey bro, what's going on? Like, what's up type thing. I was able to be in the safe space when it came down to my hair. Like, especially like black men and black women.
It is rather ethnic.
Hey, it's me though.
Dante is a rich white man.
I just identified.
Boys, it's post-op.
I'm just joking. I love your hair.
But yeah, like really, I think that's really the larger topic. Do y'all feel like you can truly show up 100% who you are?
I don't think they want you to show up as you really are. I think they create DE&Is for the sake of checking a box
We talking
for
now.
leadership. But I don't really think that they truly want you to show up as you are.
What do I say?
Because that shifts the entire culture.
Yep.
They don't care.
So I mean,
Dylan say that.
like take Coop's original point. He has diversity in the associate level. When you get to management or leadership, it's a lack of diversity.
Right.
They're trying to continuously perpetuate this culture that has sustained them for so long. You start diversifying that, you shift the culture.
Right.
Now the people who are in the leadership who are receiving the benefit no longer receiving the same benefit.
Right.
Now I got to share the wealth or spread the wealth. You think people really want that?
No.
Dang, JJ.
But also another thing is because I was watching Kevin Samuels for a little while.
That's the problem.
you are a closet Samuelite.
I had to stop.
This whole time.
It was affecting
a
my
closet
relationship
Samuelite.
negatively. I had to stop.
I wonder why.
I'm high value.
But no, one of the episodes he was talking about this, and he was talking about why there's not more. Why he believes there wasn't more diversity in the upper management, because basically he was saying like, okay, associates is cool because you just work for the company, but the higher you go up, the more you actually represent the actual corporation.
Yes.
So if you are being diverse, they don't really understand you, so they don't really know how to. You like kind of unpredictable type thing. Like we don't really know.
They can't control you.
They can't control you. They don't know. They just don't know where you're coming from.
You don't
basically.
fit into any box. It's a whole different level of it's a new game playing.
Right.
And we don't necessarily understand where you're coming from, especially when it comes on to work. A lot of stuff is technically based off of work ethic. So if you work your way up there, like, all right, you have the work ethic, but where did you get those? Like, where did that derive from? Even for us in our storyline, if we say, hey, we got a strong work ethic because our parents told us you can't fail out type thing because the world's gonna eat you alive. You try to explain that to a white man, no, what?
Well, my kid can do whatever. I like my kid. I don't think it's fair that you. No. I don't think it's fair that you don't let your child choose.
Dante's been code switching this whole time. That's the real Dante.
I've infiltrated your system and your community.
Takes off the mask. He's a white man with like long.
Scooby-Doo,
That's
No, bro.
That's some of the pros of like showing up yourself at work type thing. But I mean, also we have to be real with ourselves and real with our culture. There are some things that we do bring with us that aren't necessarily the best working environment.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
What
We
you
bring
talking about?
everything. Everything's good.
Are we going to stereotypes? Are we late to work?
Look, some of y'all, this not
Clock
me.
out early.
This not me, but some of y'all don't count travel time when y'all go on lunches.
And y'all,
Bernie Mac said when we go on lunch, we break.
I mean, I did know some people that was like, I don't count travel time to and from. My lunch don't start until I get my food. But
and
that
they,
ain't me.
They need to stop that. They. Yeah.
But everybody understands that. So, and you know what's so crazy, bro? Like, at my new job, that was a concern for me. But the black people found me. And they made sure to put me on
They don't know how you identify.
the real culture. They decided to put me on a real culture. It's almost like they brought me into the smaller community, our community within the company.
Right.
Because they brought me in that community, I feel a certain type of like onus to look out for my fellow
gotta protect your
brothers and
people.
sisters in the company. But y'all,
What is it, man?
what do you do when your brother and your sister effing up? And now it starts to impact your job. So I'm gonna be honest. This week, y'all, it was a little rough week for your boy. Okay, you know, I like to think. I've been working at my company now about to hit 6 months. I like to think at this point I'm kind of running the show.
Right, you got your flow. You got your flow.
6 months. They call me legacy over there because they be like, it feel like 6 months, but your boy over here working like you done been there a minute. All right, so I've kind of built this reputation for myself at the company. People like me. I like them. It's cool.
Is your boss talk voice?
Is this like Texas Barack?
I had to you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I work with a group of people. There are some people that I work with. And so if we need something to do, for me as my role, I am an account manager. But there are a lot of tasks that I don't get in the weeds on. I kind of just delegate those tasks to other people.
Right. Leadership.
You know what I'm saying? But this week, I found myself having to delegate certain tasks to someone, and you know, they're part of the community, so I'll be trying to look out. The first time it happened, one thing about me at work, bro, I'm going to lay out exactly what you need to do to a T.
Right.
Almost to the point where it's like, I like dumb it down for you so you can have everything you need. Because one thing about me, I don't like going back and forth in email. I give you all of the information you need, so you ain't got to hit me back. You just confirm that it's done. So
the problem is people don't be reading.
People don't be reading. Turned in something.
It'd be too much. It's too much.
Turned in something. And see, people like you, I would be like, go back and read my email.
Per my last
email.
As I stated.
Right, and I'm petty. I will go and copy the email and put it back. But I gave the homie everything that they needed to be successful and get this task done. They came back, said the task is completed. I'm like, bet. Okay. At this point, it goes to the next system. The next system reaches back out to us and says, hey, there's confusion here. I'm thinking that the homie is going to take initiative, go in, you know,
fix the issue,
clarify it, fix the issue. Bro, they don't. Mind you, it was turned in on the 1st. We had a whole holiday come.
Oh, so it's a bunch of days past now.
Yeah, now a whole bunch of days done passed.
Yeah.
They reach out to us again on this past Thursday. It's now, and they're now like, hey, we never got back to this. And I'm like, yo, it never got back. How is this wrong?
Yeah,
now my boss done came into it. And my boss is like, Dante, this was wrong. I'm now faced with, do I just accept accountability? Or do I just be like, yoink, and throw them under the bus?
What'd you do?
So, you know what I'm saying? I took it on the chest. I'm like, oh, maybe it's me. Maybe I failed to explain this the right way. My boss is like, okay, basically, fix that shit. My boss is basically like, hey, fix that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Fix it.
Right.
Okay, cool. I fix it. I literally spent my one whole day fixing it.
Getting it right.
Fixing this thing, trying to get this back on
Something
track.
you shouldn't even have to be doing in the first place.
Something I shouldn't even have to be doing in the first place. No, after I fix it, no cap. 30 minutes later.
For the kids.
They reach out again
mid.
and say, hey, this didn't get done because it was turned in wrong. Another task that I gave to this exact same person.
Ooh.
So now I'm starting to be like, is it me? So I go and look at the email that I sent with the instructions of what needed to be done.
Yeah.
My email was how it should have been turned in. It was turned in incorrectly. So now my boss comes back to me again. What's going on? Where's the break? Where's the break in communication?
And what you had to say at that point?
I say, you know, at this point I had to be like, oh, you know, clearly there was miscommunication. I reached out, I delegated this task. It got done incorrectly, but we're fixing it. We're working on it now. So now we get on the call. My boss says, okay, Dante, what is your solution here? I say, well, moving forward, I'm not going to delegate this to that person anymore. I'm going to just do this because I know when I do it,
it's going to get done.
It's going to get done.
But that's not really a solution.
So then my boss challenges me and says, but that's not your job.
Right.
So then it starts the whole conversation. Do you believe that person can't do their job? Ooh. And now I'm like, what do you say, bro? So now I'm stumbling. I'm like, succotash. I'm like, I'm in here like, no, I'm not saying that. But my boss is very much
matter of fact.
It seems like it.
And done pulled the receipts.
Right.
This happened, and then this happened. The same person.
Right.
Now you're telling me that you're going to, with everything on your plate, now going to assume
And
this
do their job.
responsibility
Yeah.
and do their job, but that ain't your job.
Yeah.
So if they can't do it, let's bring somebody on who can.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, do I throw the homie under the bus?
Have you talked to them?
So I was gonna say my first thought is like, have you had this conversation?
So this is the thing. So when the first mistake happened, I reached out and said, hey, I was like, hey, there's some confusion here.
Code switching already.
I'm like, hey, no, because you have to
Hey,
lighten
buddy.
it. You have to lighten it. Like, you don't want to come at somebody like they wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Even when they
Debatable
wrong. You would come at them and be like, hey, you messed up.
for the culture.
See,
We real talk.
so this is the thing. The
That's
first
true.
time, this was the first mistake. So the first time I give grace.
You let them slide.
The second time I didn't
That's
give
the
grace.
problem. You can't let them slide.
The
Never
second
let
time I
them
didn't give
slide.
grace, and some would, but no, you're correct, because some would argue that we need to hold each other to a higher standard.
Hey, bro, they
But
looking
did you
at
give-
us
but did
crazy
you-
right
but-
now.
But did you give grace with accountability?
Ooh.
Yes, I did.
Because grace
So-
just without accountability.
So this is the thing. I reached back out. I said, "Hey, yo, did you not see the email? This was turned in. It was turned in wrong.
No, it was yo this time.
It was turned in wrong."
Get
like-
slightly more aggressive.
and then their response was, "I didn't understand what to do.
Then why didn't you say
Why
nothing?
didn't you say nothing?"
Bruh.
That's my thing. Why didn't? Okay,
Homie.
that's fine. That's fine. Because at the very least, you know what a CYA is. Cover your ass.
yeah.
At the very least, if I don't know something, I'm gonna reach out. It's gonna be an email of me being like, I'm confused. Could you please provide clarity?
yeah.
Because if I didn't do it, then you can't come and say. And my response to you is gonna be, I reached out.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
never
yeah.
hit me back. So their response was, I didn't understand.
So you
I said, well, by this point, I'm frustrated, and this is probably where I was in the wrong. I just fixed it myself. At this point, I said, me trying to explain to you why I was wrong, I don't have time for that.
You told
I
them
gotta go
that?
get it fixed. No.
Oh.
I just didn't respond to the email. No, I just didn't respond.
Yeah.
I didn't respond. I just went and fixed the problem.
Yeah.
But I've now spent the entire day fixing the
Fixing the
problem.
problem.
By the time the second one happened, my coworker caught it and was like, my coworker came and fixed it,
Yeah.
which my coworker is
Of a different
of a different ethnicity. So he's like, hey, how was this turned in wrong? And I'm like,
Why his voice?
he's an upbeat kind of guy.
It's a mastermind at work.
He's an upbeat kind of guy. He's an upbeat guy.
I gotta come to your job.
He was
bro.
like, hey, I mean, how was this turned in wrong? I was like, oh, I mean, it must have been some miscommunication. But by the time we got on the call, that's when we had a call with my boss. That's when I was like, nah, I'm gonna just assume this wrong. And that's what she was like, but that's not your job. We don't hire you to get in the weeds.
Right.
We hire you to do high level.
Right.
So if you're gonna be doing their job, then maybe we just need to get somebody in here to do their job. So that's what I was faced with this week. Like, what do you do when the homie is messing up? Do you snitch? Or do you not snitch?
I think that brings us to a bigger question of like how JJ said, accountability with grace. When do you stop? When is it enough grace? When is enough enough? When is it time that you are who you are, regardless of whatever
We gotta
is
get you
going
out
on?
of here.
Right. Because like I would say you should have talked to her. Maybe something was going on that week. Maybe something in her life, something affected her work.
Right, and that's the thing that we understand, right?
Right,
yes.
Like,
Right.
we understand, like, life is tough. Life happens.
Right.
It could have been something like that.
But let's say that happens again next month or something like that. At what point in life do we hold people accountable for their actions and stop giving grace? Or is grace something that's unlimited?
I think it depends on situations. But I will say that I think to answer that, I think you stop that whenever there's a pattern of behavior. So one time it happens, like you have grace, there's
Right.
accountability, cool. Especially if there was like an unexpected situation that happened. Hey, you going through a life situation right now. Cool, I understand. I will cover it. But if there's no life experience, or if this is a pattern of behavior, now this is the second or third time,
This is who they are.
well, this is who they are, but also there's a job that needs to be done. You need to be producing an outcome. If I'm not receiving said outcome, why should I be paying you for said outcome? So we need to have a conversation about you know the roles and the responsibilities of your job. Yeah, cool. We on the same team. We the same color. We the same ethnicity. But at the end of the day, they could let both of us go.
True.
So also, what am I instilling in you as far as like life? Like you can't continue to do this pattern of behavior and not, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that grace has to be given
sparingly.
Yeah.
So even outside let's take it outside of work. Let's talk about like maybe friendship, relationship, maybe how we talked about how people don't show up for you or whatever. And I've always been like, you know, I just assume that something happened. I don't necessarily take it to heart. But in that area, when do you stop giving grace, or is that something that you just keep giving to people? Dante?
I don't know, bro. That's hard because in the past, I used to be very much don't give nobody grace. And, you know, now I'm more so like giving people grace, which is hard for me personally because I try my best to just show up in spite of it all. Like I be having so much stuff go on, but I do my best to be like, at the end of the day, like compartmentalize it. Yeah, that happened, but now we at work, or like now we're podcasting, or like now we celebrating your birthday, or like I try my best to compartmentalize it, but I also understand everybody's not like that. Some people go through something and it's going to show itself in every single area of their life. I think, like to JJ's point, you give grace initially, and then the second time it's like, I'm gonna bring it up to your attention. The third time it's like, all right, bro, we good.
You give it a 3-strike rule?
Yeah, for me, it's like 3 strikes you out. I'm gonna bring it up to you. Even friendship, like, okay, you didn't show up for me, I'm gonna give you grace. Like, that's cool. Second time you don't show up, all right, bro, I'm feeling neglected in this friendship, relationship, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You ain't showing up for me like I'm showing up for you. I feel like it's very one-sided. I've now brought this to your attention. If a third thing happens and you don't show up, at this point, we good.
You're good.
Because I know where we at.
No.
I know where we are. So, what y'all, I need to know, though.
I think it's interesting. I compartmentalized it, too. So, like, I look at work different than I look at personal. Work is primarily because there's an outcome that needs to happen. There's a business that needs to be handled. Personal, I feel like I extend grace, and it's like you can continuously have grace. So I think with that, like if you show up a certain type of way, I'm learning how you show up. I'll still give you grace. I may move differently, but I'm still going to give you grace, but I'm not going to, my expectation has shifted.
Right.
So like my grace is still there. Like, yeah, you know, even if you got something going on, even if it's a pattern of behavior, cool. Like I get it. Like you got grace from me.
Right.
But now I'm not expecting that same thing that I originally did because you showed me your true colors, or you showed me your cards. So it just shifts how I show up in that moment, or how I show up with them.
I'm sorry I missed your graduation.
I've been trying to figure out how to do it. Like for me, grace is personal. Like that's a personal choice you get to make. But like accountability and responsibility is like that's open, like that's documented type thing. Like that's free game.
Right.
Especially when it comes down to work. Like you had a choice to make. Like the accountability and the responsibilities are already dictated. That's point blank. What's the rules of the game type thing. You extending grace is like, hey, out of your personal level of like, I care, that's where it becomes important.
Right.
But that's optional. At the end of the day, if everything was clearly stated, the responsibilities are there. You can't really avoid that.
That's true.
So even like bringing it back to like level of diversity, like with me and my boss, or ex-boss now, grace was extended, but also there was a charge for accountability and responsibility as far as like, hey, if something is going on, you need to communicate it. Right. If you're having a bad week, a bad day, from the jump, communicate it type thing. If you know you missed a deadline, communicate it. If I say you messed up, communicate that you accept that you messed up.
Right.
Because if you don't do that, then my grace starts to dwindle because you're not even taking accountability for this.
Right.
We both taking this L right now and we don't have to.
Right.
So I think that's the part of our culture. It's like, okay, we can understand that man to man type thing. Like, hey, if you mess up, we're both looking foolish at this point.
Right.
And I don't want that for either one of us or for any other black man that tries to step into the spot.
Yes.
So that means we need to be on our P's and Q's. And if you're having a bad day,
together.
yeah, if you're having a bad day, that's cool. I can understand that. I got your back.
Yeah.
But if you're not telling anybody and you're just kind of doing it in isolation, you're not really part of the community anyway.
Right.
No, that's good. So, I mean, for me, I really, in that situation, after I found the resolution, I typed up a whole email, bro. One thing about me, I'm going to give you steps 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I said, hey, you know, this is where been working on this all day, figured out this is what was wrong with it, got confirmed that this is how you do it now. See what I changed, and next time this
You're
is how
thorough.
something like this. Oh yeah, bro. One thing I am extremely thorough.
Has it
at
been
work.
nipped in the butt so far?
We'll see. I mean, my boss, when my boss challenged me and said, we don't pay you to do that kind of stuff. We pay them to do that kind of stuff. It challenged me to say, okay, I can't absorb this role. I already have too much stuff on my plate. So now that we've talked about it, I've showed you how it should be done.
Right.
Now, if I challenge you to do it, if I task you to do this again and it's wrong again, now I'm gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, I challenge you just to ask for uptake in communication. If you don't understand something, you need to speak on it
Right.
at that moment.
Right.
Because like I said, really for our level of culture, that level of diversity, truly, you never know what somebody's going through. And our other counterparts would say, don't necessarily care.
Right.
There's a job that needs to get done. Your boss
Right.
is very cutthroat. Like, hey,
In
job
a
needs to
way,
get done.
I'm kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right.
that's what corporate life can do to you.
That
It
is.
makes you very cutthroat and
It
understanding instead of understanding. We both go through challenges as soon as we step out the door.
Right.
Yes, we both go through that and we both kind of normalize it, but sometimes it hits harder than others.
Yeah, I just started saying, hey, to start. Like, I just started with the banter. My boss was like, you know, Dante, sometimes you just jump straight into the business. Babe, I'm here for a job.
I do the same
Like-
thing.
You
Like-
don't do the pleasantries.
So my boss told me, she told me, because for her, she's like, Dante, I really see something, leadership potential in you.
You see
And
the other side.
hopefully she never listens to this podcast. But she was like, I really wish that you would communicate more on Zoom calls. She was like, I really wish you would talk more on Zoom calls. And I kind of told her, I said, sometimes I don't have anything to say.
Which is a lie.
I don't. Like
do.
a lot. No cap. Most of the times I'm on Zoom calls, I'm like, can we just get to the business so I can get back to doing my job?
There you go.
Like
Yeah.
this is very much
Small talk.
wasting my time.
I got you.
Yeah, so when people be on there talk about weekends and all that, get to what we here for.
You just
So
mad because
I-
you don't be doing nothing on the weekend.
bro, I just be like, bro, get past these pleasantries. Tell us what you need to tell us so we can get off this call and I can go do my job. But my boss was like, you know, Dante, there's nothing wrong with having fun at work.
I feel like it adds a level of engagement, right?
Yeah.
If you just go and everybody's just doing their job, at some point, people who are not engaged, I think there's Gallup surveys that show like a lack of engagement leads to a lack of retention.
Right.
So if you know, people are trying to figure out what they can do to get that engagement.
Yeah.
But I think that engagement has to be diverse. When you when you're in a group of people and they talking about, oh, I went skiing over the weekend type
Skiing?
thing.
Black people don't
Or-
ski.
That's what all the
hunting.
black people be like.
Oh, what?
"Shit."
Hunting.
Or hunting, yeah.
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
I'm checked out of that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
And that's when I'm messaging somebody
I'm
on the
vegan.
side, blah, blah, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
And that's the point where I say, Don, you always have something to say. You legitly do. It's just not something that you feel comfortable saying.
I just be like, there's too much.
Yeah. So that level of diversity, I know I'm harping on it, but like that level of diversity, I know when early on in one of my meetings, we did like icebreakers and stuff like that. And we did an icebreaker, like what would you, if you had to pick an animal, what would your spirit animal
A
be?
lion.
So it sounded like a fun activity,
Yeah.
but we had somebody on our team who was like, within my culture, spirit animals are something that we really take seriously.
Oh.
And y'all are taking this as a joke.
Oh,
You say I'm a joke? You think I'm a joke?
Yeah, so like y'all picking all these animals and stuff, like, nah, like that's for real
thing.
for me.
Yeah.
I would be a squirrel because squirrels are so fun.
So that's why I think diversity always
Yeah.
changes the game and all these
Oh,
type of
you
things.
can't do no icebreakers if we
Dog.
gotta do all
Man,
that.
you should have just asked him where was Usher at 7:00.
JJ asked us a question, and I just felt offended that I didn't know it. Yeah, bro. No, that's good. So I think I know what to do now. with the coworker, and
I'm glad we could help you
let's
out.
just hope this week goes much smoother.
It's gonna go well.
It's gonna go
because I almost popped my top off.
you have accepted the challenge.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I also have a challenge of myself. So this week, actually this past 2 weeks, I, you know what I'm saying, when I went to New York, I randomly picked up a book, you know, that was laying at the house. So my sister is vegan. And so she had this book called Brain Food. Picked it up, started reading it casually on the flight to New York. And then started getting into it, bro.
Don't leave your book around JJ.
He gonna get-
He stole his
It's gonna
sister's
get
book.
bread.
Did you ask her, can you bring that book?
Ask.
Did you see that?
For what? I
You're
don't need
a
to ask.
thief.
That
You're
boy
a
stealing
thief.
gym time, stealing books.
She wasn't at the house.
It's a character flaw.
She wasn't at the house, which means she wasn't reading it.
That boy
So
Catman.
I just started reading it. But anyways, I started reading this book, Brain Food, right? And it's basically it's by like a neuroscientist, Lisa Mosconi, and she's breaking down like the health and the health benefits of the brain, essentially. And so the first few chapters, I haven't read the whole book, but the first few chapters are talking about like the different categories of food, like proteins, fats, water, carbs, vitamins, minerals, all these different things. But I'm learning so much about the book, bro. I started to shift my lifestyle.
It's impacting you.
It's impacting me, and I've seen a difference.
He has that boy be coming in here eating fruit.
I was
I've
gonna
seen
say your skin looks a little healthier.
You
Yes,
look happy,
bro.
King.
So I've seen a difference. Did y'all know that if
You have a little glow about you.
yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
You know, if you increase your water, if you don't drink water all day, but if you increase your water to 8 cups of 8 ounces of water a day, you can increase your cognitive performance by 30%.
Yeah.
Is that you already drink a lot of water?
You see this? So me and Olivia
I see
trying to
this
do
today.
a gallon.
Oh, that's
Gallon
good,
a day?
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your brain shrinks when you if your brain is dehydrated, your brain shrinks,
Yeah.
and when it shrinks, like you said, you lose cognitive
Cognitive function, bro. So one thing I
didn't
started
know
to do was just drink water at the first thing I do when I wake up. One of the first things I do is just drink some water. I've been feeling totally different, bro. I've done that. I've shifted like some of the food that I'm eating. So I eliminated the processed foods because it talks about different fats, like the triglycerides, the cholesterol, all these different things, bro, and how it affects you in your brain, like your cognitive abilities. And people be fatigued, they be inability to focus, sluggish, all these different things. So the past 2 weeks, bro, I've noticed a difference. I've been eating a lot cleaner. So I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, a lot of grains, a lot of omega-3s and omega-6s.
Oh yeah.
Right? Incorporate them in my diet. And I'm going to work not tired. Like I got energy. And
You don't need caffeine or
I don't
anything.
need caffeine. I haven't even thought to be like, oh, I want to get caffeine. But through this whole shifting process, right, it challenged me to think, why do I eat the foods that I eat beforehand? Like why? Because I don't even really know what I'm eating. I'm just eating out of like habit or what. And I don't know how often we really take a pause to think about what we're actually eating.
Right.
And how what we're eating affects us. We just kind of eat, whether it's like what tastes good or what the culture defines as like what we're supposed to eat.
right.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever sat back and thought about like why it is that you eat or how your pattern of eating, how that has developed?
I know for me, I eat based on what I'm going through at the time.
Are you an emotional eater?
I'm an emotional eater. So like if I'm stressed or if I have a lot of work to do, I'm gonna be eating a lot more. Just like while I'm working or whatever, I'm just like, oh, I gotta get through this, eating. But it's usually not healthy food because it has to be convenient and easy.
Right.
But if I'm in a more relaxed state and more focused, I'm usually eating cleaner. And it's just based off what I've done, like research on the internet or whatever. Like I haven't read an actual book or spoke to a nutritionist.
You can steal
or
it from
anything.
JJ.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
No, that's good. So I think for me, a lot of my life has been all about convenience. And so even just now, when I think about it, it is crazy how what happens to you when you're younger still impacts you when you get older. So Olivia and I were having a conversation the other day, and we were talking about food. And I said, "Your mom cook dinner every day?" And she was like, "Yes, my mom cooked dinner every day." And I said, "That's the total opposite for me. We ate out every day because my mom worked overnights, and it was just more convenient for us to after
grab
we would
something
leave
quick.
school, we would like go to my grandmother's house, and then my mom would come pick us up, she would stop, get us some food, and then take us to the crib and go back to sleep. And so it was just more convenient. And so as I've grown older, that has been mostly what I do. Just eating for convenience, like grabbing something. Because we never really just had food in the house. And so that just made me think of when I asked Olivia that, she was like, yes, my mom cooked every single day.
So did she pick up that habit? Does Olivia cook a lot?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, okay.
So actually, Olivia will cook 6 days out the week.
That's
And
interesting.
she'll only leave like one, we call it like fast food Friday.
Okay.
Like fast
cheat
food Friday.
day,
Like
so
a
to
cheat
speak.
day.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, bro, Olivia will be cooking at the crib.
I think I had the same thing. Like I always had either one of my parents at home, like working from home or at home. So I always had dinner made for me.
That's crazy.
So when I left, I always had dinner made for me. I no longer had dinner made for me.
right.
So now you got to cook.
No.
Or-
So then I started eating.
Thank you, cool. No.
No. Now I have to go buy food. I have to get food some other way. Eventually now I cook more in the house, but it took me a while to transition. So that's another thing that affected how I started eating post living with my parents.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Olivia be cooking and I be like, oh my gosh.
So much work.
Like she'll cook and I be like, dang, bro, but I want something fast.
Nah, the power of like fast and convenient.
It is like, it is crazy.
I'm hungry right now.
I'm hungry now. And even just like just the difference of it. Like my baby be cooking, but it be like, this healthy.
It's habit though. Like it's habit because like you've trained your mind to say when you're hungry, you want to eat now. Like,
Yeah.
you got to have something right now.
Yeah.
It's just a habit that you have
Yeah,
developed. But
Olivia be like, I can make
if you prepare
dinner.
your food, then it's all preparation.
Or
Like,
if you like, I know I'm gonna be hungry in an hour.
then let me
go and
start
cooking.
Let me start cooking now, or let me just prepare something ahead of
Yeah,
time.
meal prepping. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause that's the thing, bro. Like,
I like my
there's-
food fresh.
But I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because you're saying like that's healthy for her. But you talked about how you kind of grew up and like how you want the convenience, but you switched to a vegan lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, what is your like, I guess, reasoning for switching to a vegan?
So
lifestyle?
my reason for, bro, you know what's
especially
up,
if you don't want healthy food.
you know what's crazy about this.
that's a good point.
You know what's crazy about this? The reason that I switched, I really just have an obsession with the Martin Show. When Tommy
Martin
died,
vegan?
when Tommy died, they said he died from
Was that hard?
Nah, it was like a stomach aneurysm or something. And so I don't know. It's something about when black men die, I'd be like, dang, bro, that's crazy. And so at the time, I wasn't necessarily feeling the best. And so I was like, man, I wasn't feeling the best. And then when that happened, I was like, I went to the doctor. Doctor was like, yeah, bro, just try eliminating things from your diet. So for me, it was more so out of, I didn't switch. I didn't just wake up and switch. It was like me doing it for a reason.
Right.
But now
It was a healthy reason, though.
Yeah, the thing that has kept me, I probably will never go back. Like Olivia asked me, she's like, "Do you think you'll never eat meat again?" I'm like, "Bro, it's at this point, it's been almost 6 years. I think I'm good."
So your focus is just on really just not eating meat, not necessarily eating healthier.
Well, no. So I think by default, most of the food is like I can't eat fast food. So most of the food is like, but you know what? Never mind.
You can eat French
Yeah,
fries.
so you can,
Never mind, because
you can circumvent it.
Because I was just gonna say even
Taco Bell.
even the food that we would deem healthy is not healthy.
Right.
Like I just I went to I've started to like look at like the menu or something. So I just went to Chipotle's website. Chipotle, you type in like what food, what bowl you got. The amount of sodium
Yeah.
in that bowl, bro, blew my mind. And I'm like, this is something that I eat on the regular that I would think is healthy. And I'm like, this ain't healthy.
The best way to control it is to cook.
It's to cook at the house.
So like the past 2 weeks, that's what I've been doing. I've been like cooking more. I've been trying to incorporate fresh ingredients, because just like you looking at the menu, I'm looking at the ingredients, the labels that they have. That's why I said I try to eliminate processed foods, because there's so many additives.
Yeah, bro.
To everything, bro. And then recognizing how those additives affect your brain is like, bro, long-term effect. So even short-term, yeah, maybe have fatigue or whatever, but long-term, bro, just the research and the data talking about how it leads to dementia or Alzheimer's or these type of things. All these things most of them could be prevented.
Yeah, bro. There actually was a study that said that Alzheimer's, they're now calling Alzheimer's stage 3 diabetes.
Oh dang!
Like diabetes 3, because
Yeah,
they've
it's a
linked high sugar intake, like processed sugar intake,
Like Oreos.
to, like Oreos.
It's like Oreos.
Mega stuff.
They're saying that Alzheimer's, when your sugar is high for a long time, they're linking that to now
what
the
is
deterioration of your brain.
Without Oreos.
That's not saying that you can't. That's not saying that you
Oreo
can't.
less.
That's not saying that you can't ever eat Oreos, but you
Yeah,
just,
moderation, bro.
Yeah, you just can't eat them all the time.
I'm
But
with
yeah,
you,
nah,
cool.
bro.
I just want to live.
Nah, bro, that just came out, King.
For how long?
Blew my mind. Because you know, black men be dying early, bro.
Facts.
Black
Dante
Panther.
with the death facts.
I'm sorry.
But the Drewski.
I'm sorry, bro. We do.
Fine, I'll put the
We
Oreos
do.
down, dog. I'll put the Oreos down.
And bro, you know, now that I'm married, to JJ's point, now that I'm married, I'm like, dang, I'm living for me. I'm living for you. I'm living for.
Hey man, I just want
living for-
longevity of life.
I'm living for
I
Jaden
want for us
now.
to be around.
Olivia told me Olivia's biggest fear, bro, is like losing me. So she's
keys
like,
too.
she's like, babe,
Hey,
not you rolling your eyes.
it's bigger than you.
Yeah, so Olivia was like, babe, we as a household, I want to live a great long life together. So my babe been cooking and I've been eating at the house.
That's what's up, man. I think that was good. Thanks for the reminder to get our healthy on,
Yeah,
JJ.
check our life.
From the stolen book.
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
I think we need to do these more often, maybe once a month, some type of health fact or something. I really appreciate it. But last week we talked about the over-sexualization in the world.
Right.
And we actually had a few comments. I think, JJ, you have one.
Yeah, I have one. So I Keeps It Cracking commented and said, the hypersexuality conversation is necessary. My dad taught me early that black women add a value that extends our lives. If you're only looking at the titties
Hold on.
and ass.
He definitely said TNA, but JJ feeling explicit.
I mean, do y'all know what
Dirty man.
everybody might not know what that is.
Yeah,
you know?
Say it again.
You're missing the best part. They are also a great addition to your soundboard because men alone won't help you understand where your wife is always coming from.
Yeah, agree.
They introduce you to brunch spots, encourage you to visit the doctor,
That's
Facts.
true.
and hold you accountable in life. Also, good women attract good women.
Yes.
If you keep them around like our boy Coop, it's a win-win for finding your wife. Don't block your
Absolutely.
blessings with your pistol kings.
Don't
By
block
pistol,
your
he meant
blessings.
penis.
Sounds like a soundbite.
Soundbite. That's the soundbite. I
Is
like
that the
that.
soundbite?
That's big facts, though, bro. Good
Facts.
women attract good women, bro.
Yeah.
It's not like men. Good men be surrounded by trash. That's funny how that works. But our boy Nick also wrote in, and he said we said something very important in our development between me and Dante. He was like, the fact that y'all have always had a lot of women friends probably helped cultivate a different view of
I agree
women
with
as a
that.
whole, so you saw them more as a complete person, more so than just something that you're trying to have
Something to
pipe
conquer.
down. Yeah.
With your pistol. But you know what, bro? Actually, after I left, I kept thinking about this. Your comment about like, because we mama's boys. And then I thought, bro, I was literally raised by all, like my grandmother, my mom, my aunties. Like, that's who I spent a lot of time with.
Right.
Because that's who I was raised with. My
Right.
grandparents had 10 kids. 7 of those kids being girls.
Right.
And so that's just, so you're right. There does have a different level of appreciation
Right.
and respect for women.
I think we had that conversation off mic, but
Patreon coming soon.
but yeah, I think that the fact that we're mama's boys, we see the world's view from our mom's eyes a lot of times.
Right,
So,
right. That's good. That's good. So now, guys, it is time for the sound bite of the week. This sound bite of the week comes to us from I Keeps It Cracking.
Oh yeah.
JJ, read that back.
The titties and ass?
No,
No, not the tip.
The sound bite of the week is don't block your blessings with your pistols, King.
JJ, say that again. He hates when I do that.
Don't block your blessing with your pistol, Kings.
Don't be out here just shooting everything up. Think you Jim West. Quick draw.
That's what's wrong
Wasn't
with
that Yo 70 Sam?
Yeah, that's what it is. You're telling your
racist.
age, bro. Guys, we appreciate you tapping into this week's episode of the Soundboard Podcast. Please remember, guys, if you are not a part of our community, you're probably wondering where I Keeps It Cracking left his comment. If you followed us on IG, you would see that at the Soundboard Podcast. Also, guys, we are on what we on?
Spotify.
That's what it is.
Apple
I was about
Podcast.
to say SoundCloud. We on Spotify, and we're also on Apple Podcasts. If you haven't already, please go and leave us a review. Let us know, let the world know how much you enjoy our podcast, because that's how other people find us.
That's how we grow.
That's how we grow. Also, if you know somebody that could benefit from this week's episode, please share that with a friend. Hey guys, if you want to keep up with me on social media, it's your boy Dante. You can follow me on IG at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE Speaks Life.
And this is Coop. You can find me at thisiscoop_.
And for your boy JJ, you can follow me at _Jeremy J.
And Big KJB at Just a Fiasco.
We out. Peace.